today is try to install the Eventuri carbon fiber intake on the Z06. We're pulling a car out, going down the street to my friend Jason's house, and we're gonna tackle this project, see how it goes. I don't think the box fits in the Z06 though, so I'm gonna have to transport it in the Nissan Z, which is hiding back there, which is a little more practical. Okay, slight problem, it doesn't fit the Nissan Z either. Who said sports cars aren't practical? Look at the Nissan Z transporting the box over here. Hi, Jason.
Hey.
Ready to have some fun?
Ready to tackle it.
You like this kind of stuff, I don't. Oh, he's already got a head start. I'm gonna empty the trunk. Got like the brake cooling ducts for the Z06. Sold the M3 CS and bought a Subaru Crosstrek. Is that what happened? M2 CS? But no, look what's up here. Unboxed. Stickers.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's like a raised emblem.
Yeah, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Did you take a look at this yet? Look at it.
No.
Peeking out.
Oh, it's pretty.
That's gonna be real cool.
Where's the instructions, man?
Well, there's a YouTube video. I was gonna watch that. I have my laptop. I can pull up my MacBook.
Why don't we come in a little bit in an angle, just so we have some good working space here.
Okie dokie.
So just bring it in this way. And then...
All right, before we get going, I want to make something very, very clear. This is not intended to be a comprehensive install instructions video because I'm incompetent, Jason's very competent, so we average out to be just average inept. Anyways, check out Paragon Performance's install video because that's what we will be using. So if you need the actual detailed install, you have one for your Z06 from Eventuri. Follow those instructions. I'm just taking you guys along for the journey because I'm excited to get this intake on the Z06 and then obviously driving and seeing how it feels, the differences, how it looks, and everything else. Man, you are industrious, sir. You're just at it. You didn't watch the video yet.
Watch the very first part.
Oh, okay.
Cover's gotta come off first.
Yep. I'm gonna take this trunk liner out. So you move a bunch of stuff around the trunk liner, and then this carpet just comes right out like that. That's what we have to cut later. We've got to cut the carpet. Jason's complaining. The big Z07 wing does make it a bit more difficult. If you have a regular wing, low wing car, it is easier to get back here. The whole car is PPF, so we're being careful, obviously, but all the carbon, all the body panels have PPF on them, so. So that cover comes off like that, and then you see
all right,
this
so our
factory.
next step.
Who's the engine designer? Or the
Engine builder? Who built mine?
Robert.
Robert Crown? Crown? Does that say Crown? Cron.
Thanks,
Cron.
Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Ta-da!
So what is this material made of? This is...
Plastic, probably.
Yeah.
We don't need to cut this. This just goes off in the corner. It's just the carpet that we cut.
Correct.
Because that whole clear thing
This replaces this.
Yes, that's fit here.
Correct.
So the Z06 has 2 throttle bodies, 2 intakes, and 2 mass airflow sensors. We're going to be undoing the mass airflow sensors and then undoing this aspect of it while Jason works back there. So much fun! Aren't you having a time of your life, Jason?
Yeah, I actually enjoy doing this stuff.
No, I don't. There's the mass airflow sensor back there. See the little red clip? I released a safety clip. Camera doesn't even know what to focus on.
Ever
Oh yeah, of course.
sell the car.
Keeping stock parts for sure. Although I might not ever sell this one. I love this car. So we're doing some mods to it.
I'll believe that as soon as the ZR1 comes out.
Hey, fine. I can't. I literally can't argue otherwise.
No,
I
you
can't. This car is special though because I ordered it brand new. It's got like I've got the little plaque inside. It's like.
What's yours?
Yeah, it's mine. It's the EddieX right there at the museum delivery. I love the car. It's amazing. That's why.
It's like my car. I ordered it. It's mine.
Yeah, that's true. But you've had multiple new cars.
I have.
Yeah.
I've had too many.
Too many. Look at this. After a lot of swearing, a trip to the store, some broken clips, factory airbox is out. How do you feel, Jason? You having fun?
Not yet. Get close though.
Woo! That's heavy, actually. Our carbon one's gonna be way lighter.
You're gonna go 10 miles an hour faster because you're not gonna have that.
Some of these clips did not make it through, so we'll have to figure out that part. Zip ties! All right, so the bracket is in. We've got the heat shields on the side. All the different wiring harnesses are clipped back in. The antenna is reconnected. It's tightened down to the best of our ability. And now I believe it's time to transfer the mass airflow sensors onto the carbon one. All right, so the intake is ready to go in. We've transferred the mass airflow sensors carefully. Those are now on the Eventuri one, and everything is prepped here. The brackets, everything is in. We've got the new couplers over here from the throttle bodies over, ready to go on with the clamps on there too. So now time to carefully puzzle piece it in. It'll take a little bit of maneuvering to get this thing seated, and hopefully we'll be done soon, hopefully. All right, the intake is in. We reinstalled these little couplers on the side, made sure those were seated properly. We fastened down the brackets, so the intake is nice and firm there. No wiggle at all. It looks really, really cool. We've got the hose clamps tightened down here. We plugged in all the sensors, double checked everything is tight. I think we are good to go. Obviously, the trunk liner still needs to go in. We need to cut it, put that plexiglass cover in, but I think that's going to be a project for tomorrow or the next time, because we're running out of time tonight. Have to get to dinner, but this should be ready to start up. I think everything is good. I'm going to make one last check, but I think I should be able to start the car up. I'll consider that a success. Started up, everything looks okay. Excited to get it on the road and see what this sounds like. We picked this up a couple days later, time to finish up the install. Alright, so let's go over what else I still have to do. We ran out of time last weekend, so we're picking up the project a couple days later. I still need to finish cutting the carpet to put the clear little window back there, and obviously reassemble all the various parts of the trunk liner. This is all leftover, some spare parts. You see the factory air boxes there. I've got to organize. This is like the underbody aero pieces, and like the brake cooling ducts are in there too. The absolute worst part of the install here was actually disassembling the stock airbox. There were these two bolts in the back that were so difficult to get to. They're just stuff in the way. It's an awkward angle. You're leaning over the side of the car and so forth. That honestly took us about an hour. We had to go to the store, get some other different tools to reach the weird bolts. So definitely still watch the Paragon Performance install video. It's very detailed, but that one step was challenging. We've reached the arts and crafts portion of the install, which is cutting the carpet using this utility knife. I'm trying to be as neat as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect because there is like a little rubber grommet seal thing that will go around, but you still want it to look nice. So doing the best I can, but I have no idea how it's going to look until we put it over that plastic cover and back over here. So yeah, this part's a little bit nerve-wracking because I can't undo it, right? I can't glue this carpet back together. So yeah, well, back at it. First, we're going to fasten down this clear back panel. This replaces the stock black plastic one, so it's like a little window. You can see the intake. I believe these are T15 bolts, and it does have this protective film over it. That's why it looks kind of blurry. We'll wait till we're done installing it to pull that film off so it looks nice and clear. I don't want to scratch it. This is why we watched the instruction video. I forgot to install this rubber seal, and I already screwed down this panel, so it's coming off because I got to put this rubber seal on. Oops. Phew. Installing this gasket around the cut carpet, that is tight. It is very hard to get on there. There was some excess, so we cut it off. You see, it's like this rubber gasket that goes around, makes the carpet look a little bit neater. Put the seam at the bottom so that kind of hides underneath. It's neat enough. I think its next step is carpet in. This is a satisfying step. Pulling off this covering. Oh, look at that. Like a little display window. I feel like I should PPF this cover. And just like that, we are done. The carpet is back in, everything is screwed down. Take a look at that window showing off the intake. It does impinge into your trunk space just a little bit. But this rear trunk already wasn't the most practical because it's long and skinny, right? It's wide across the width of the car, but it's not very deep that way. It's deep vertical, and there's like random little storage cubbies down in there. It's really just for putting the roof in, and I believe they said the roof panel still will fit in here with the intake on. But there we go. Next up, time to go take it for a quick drive. OMG, look what I just found. They have like replacement Eventuri logo stripes, so I could have made that the blue to try to match the car. That means I have to take all of this out. Maybe I'll do that later. I'm just gonna leave this in here. that'll be a future project, because there's a little bit of dust on the inside too, so I may want to take it off to clean it off a little bit too on the cover. And this part isn't as bad. The hard stuff is done, right? You just have to remove the trunk liner. It's a couple bolts and little Christmas trees, and then we can pull that off again. It's a bunch of T15 bolts. Who says sports cars aren't practical? Got a 345 tire as that passenger today. All right, we had to replace the right rear tire on the Z06, which is why there was a 345 PS4S sitting in the passenger seat with me. We picked up a nail. We took it to my buddy Hugo over in Pontiac, Michigan. His shop is Jimenez Tire and Motor Mart. Definitely go there if you've got a high-end sports car, something low-profile tires, anything really wide. Absolutely trust his guys there. Did a perfectly fine job. We now need to go get some gas because the Z06 is, as always, low on fuel because I'm averaging 8.8 mpg. But, you know, I want to try to get some more sound clips and feel what this intake has done to the Z06 from my butt dyno so far. What I'm noticing at first is the mid-range. So they claimed like 40 wheel horsepower mid-range, which is pretty substantial. And from like 4,000 to 6,000 RPM, I feel like it feels more punchy. I am not noticing as much of the sound quite yet because the exhaust is already so predominant in this car. Oh my God, I love it though. Well, that was quite a bit of fun. Special thanks to Paragon Performance, Corey over there, Eventuri for getting me the carbon fiber intake for the Z06. It not only looks really good, it's functional, and I definitely feel that increase in mid-range power. What's next? Well, we are going to be taking the Z06 all the way down to Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where I took delivery at the National Corvette Museum because the NCM Bash is coming up soon. So I do want to drive this down there, experience some of that Corvette stuff that's going to be going on. Never been to that event before, so that should be a lot of fun. We'll be heading down there and just more miles and smiles with the Z06. Excited to share more on what having the intake is going to be like, but I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Come along with me on the install. It wasn't that terrible. It was just those two bolts that were such a massive pain in the butt. If you want one for your Z06 or your regular C8 Stingray or whatever else, go check out Paragon Performance. They've got a lot of really cool stuff. I gotta go visit their facility at some point too. And then Eventuri, that is just a work of carbon fiber art, and I already love it so much. Thanks for watching.